Welcome back to episode 2 of UnOriginal Studios Sportscast. Yes, we're in video this time, I know. On this episode, we're going to be going over a couple points. The first point we're going to get to is Rob Gronkowski, the tight end for the New England Patriots, is retiring. So I'm going to let you guys decide on that and what you guys think of that.
I'm not surprised by the move at all. He's a competitor and an extremely energetic guy, and being in the situation he's in with the team and the talent that they have in New England, a Super Bowl, like Tom Brady said. Tom Brady said, "I don't play for Pro Bowls, I play for Super Bowls." So they're expecting to be in that type of championship game year in and year out. So, I feel like if they would have beat Philadelphia 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, he would have retired then. But since they didn't, he probably had good talks with his teammates, especially Tom Brady, and they said that both of them, they want to win, so he probably wanted to go out on that win, and that's why he waited till this year to retire.
Fair?
I agree with you. I feel like it's definitely, if they would have won in Philadelphia, he would have retired. But I'm a little shocked, but also not. I figured he would go after someone like Antonio Gates, touchdowns, Tony Gonzalez, all their records that they have. But I mean, I understand his move. His body's all beat up and everything, so.
And at the same time, Gronk has proven he's a very unselfish player. He's not like, "Hey guys, I'm here to be the greatest tight end in the history of tight ends. I want every record possible." He's like, "Hey guys, Tom Brady, you're my friend. I want to help you win a Super Bowl." And so, he doesn't catch the ball. He doesn't care. He sits out. He doesn't care. He just wants to help his team win. So, and on that note, I think it's a good move on his part.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by the move at all. He's talked for the past couple seasons about retiring. That's always been a debate every offseason after a Patriots season. So I'm not surprised he retired. I think he's definitely top 10 all-time tight ends. What do you guys think? Where do you guys rank him on tight ends?
There was a tweet a while ago I saw, and it had a couple people out of it, and I quoted it, and I'm like, so you left out Antonio Gates, Shannon Sharp, and I think Jason Witten. And Brandon was like, thank you for the whole Jason Witten, because I would say Jason Witten's a better player.
Yeah,
he's more utility-wise.
When it comes down to that debate, that's definitely for a different day. That's definitely a debate all on its own. Is he a top 15 for sure? Yes. Top 10, I'm not certain. He was a very durable guy, kind of. By durable, I mean reliable. Like late in the game, you need to catch, give them the ball. But how often was he hurt every season? How long were his injuries? How much time did he spend out? He was a guy who liked to have fun. So, parties are his. That's his lifestyle, which isn't a problem. It didn't affect his play, but that can be a distraction. And so, top 10 all time. I don't know. There's a lot of great tight ends. Like the tight end is that position alone is evolving, and then we're getting many great players at that position. I mean, Zach Ertz, like Kyle Rudolph, like that.
Kelsey, yeah,
George Kittle,
that exact position is really evolving, and there's so many tight ends today that could produce the same numbers in the same situations as Gronk could. I feel like so. I don't know. That's the debate. I'd want to dig further into before I solidified it. But top 10, I'm honestly not even sure if he's top 10.
I would say top 10, but I don't know where at exactly.
I just think of can he catch the ball? Yes. Can he block? He's a big guy. He can get in your way, and he's shown that he can block. But think about the guys in the past where throwing to your tight end was not.
Yeah,
that
not
wasn't
a thing.
You did.
Yeah.
And so then you got all those guys that can really block, really get their nose in the dirt, but then you get guys like on the brim of that when they started throwing the ball, like Jason Witten, who can do both, and then you get players now who are, super agile, can block. I don't know. Top 10s, that'd be a tough debate. I think that's one we could definitely look at in the future.
You guys think he's a Hall of Famer?
Hall of Famer, yeah, I'd say
he's most definitely a Hall of Famer.
We're all agreed on that at least.
For that.
Well, we'll definitely see on that. I do think he belongs in Canton. I think he will get his own bust, and it'll be the biggest party in Canton.
Definitely.
The next story, LeBron James missing the playoffs with the Los Angeles Lakers, his first season there. Who's to blame in this? The Lakers, LeBron, or coaching?
I think injuries.
Injuries?
LeBron being out with that groin injury, and he just He's sitting out the rest of the season now. He cut his season short because he wants his groin to fully heal, which tells you, which also you've seen.
Well, the coaches also had a say in that too. They wanted him out.
Well, actually, Luke Walton did tell the reporters that was LeBron's decision. They didn't talk with him about it. LeBron just said, "I want to sit out the rest of the season."
I heard a rumor that coaches were involved too.
Yeah, no, Luke Walton said that was all LeBron's decision. But you see the post from his trainer saying how hard he worked to get back on the floor. He's sitting out because his groin's still not 100%. The trainer said, he's not 100%, but he can play. That groin injury, they went from the 4th seed in the West, a solid playoff spot, to near the bottom. And it's not just his injury. That's a huge hit. Like LeBron's huge hit. But then Kuzma got hurt, Lonzo gets hurt, Ingram gets hurt. Rajon Rondo gets suspended, and I'm pretty sure he had thumbs injuries this year. Like the whole team had a lot of injuries.
They got Lance Stevenson though.
They do have Lance Stevenson, but a lot of injuries, and it's a new team. How many people came in over the offseason? Like the chemistry.
I think they had 6 veterans come in.
The chemistry was kind of there, like it was building, but then as soon as you get that injury, then it changes your whole game plan. Like you don't take LeBron out of the game and you just keep going. Like that's a big piece of your team. So I think definitely that injuries affected it hugely, and honestly, I think this is a smart move by LeBron. Sitting out the rest of the season, definitely a smart move. He probably realizes they can't win it all this year. They don't have that chemistry. They don't have that team right now. So on his part, do I keep pushing myself just to play, or do I heal myself up 100%, work hard in the offseason, come back next year, and get myself back in that finals game?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with the whole injury bug because, as you said, they were a 4th seed, and he's never been injured before, so I don't know if his routine was like good enough to get him back fully. And he came back, as the trainer said, he came back too soon. Like he went out and started playing injured, and I just think that his injury, on top of all the young core's injuries, just hurt him because what do you have? You have Lance Stevenson, Rondo, and McGee?
JaVale McGee, yep.
Like, you're going to win games with those 3? Rondo's out of his prime. McGee is terrible. And Lance Stevenson is a 8th man off, so...
Yeah, I'd have to say I chalk it up to a lot of the injuries. The Lakers were definitely the team to get bit by the biggest injury bug through the season, but I also placed a lot of the blame on around the trade deadline when they were trying to get Anthony Davis and all those names started floating around. And they were all young players that they just drafted. If I was a young player in the league and I still have my prime ahead of me and I know the team I'm on does not want me to play, I'm not going to play my heart out.
Yeah, your confidence gets shot too.
So I also attribute that to affecting team chemistry and just overall performance on the court.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Honestly, a combination of all 3 things that you said at the beginning: this injuries, coaching, the trade deadline. Injuries took a huge hit. Luke Walton,
not the best coach.
No, he's not doing a good job.
How long has he been there? How long has he been in this situation? What have the Lakers done?
Nothing.
They haven't done anything. So I think that honestly, this offseason, if I was the Lakers, get him out of there. Get him out of there. Get someone new in because he's not doing the job. He can't coach LeBron James. He might be able to coach these young players.
LeBron. He's going to do his own thing.
He might be able to coach these young players. He cannot coach LeBron James.
No.
He can't.
They were drafted the same year.
If I'm the Lakers, I go after a new head coach. I go after free agents. I build my team up this offseason, and we come back next year, and we are the old school Lakers who are in it for championships because that's their identity. That's what they should be doing.
Yep, I totally agree on that. Hopping back over to the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals hold the first overall pick in the draft coming up at the end of this month. And there's a lot of speculation on who they are picking, whether they're going to draft another quarterback in Kyler Murray out of Oklahoma, or if they should just take the best player available, which many people believe to be Nick Bosa, that defensive end out of Ohio State, or just one of the other linemen like Quinnen Williams or Rashawn Gary, Josh Allen out of Kentucky. So what do you guys think they should do with that pick?
I definitely feel like the quarterback position needs to be addressed. Do I believe that Kyler Murray is that solution? No. I really don't. Is he a talented athlete? Yes. He's a very talented athlete. Cannot take that away from him. Is he going to be an impactful player? Possibly. I'm not sure. I feel like him walking away from baseball is going to end up being a mistake. I feel like he's. I'm not going to bash the guy. Like Heisman Trophy winner, a great, tremendous athlete. Tim Tebow is a Heisman Trophy winner. Tim Tebow is arguably one of the greatest college football quarterbacks of all time. Not the best NFL quarterback.
Matt Leinart, Heisman winner.
Johnny Manziel.
Kyler Murray is an athlete, but he's very undersized. Which we have undersized quarterbacks. Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's 6 foot. He is 5'10".
Yeah, almost the same height. Drew Brees is short. You get. I understand that you can have a short quarterback in working situations. I don't believe I'm sorry. Like the scrambling stuff, it doesn't work. You look at who scrambles. Okay, Cam Newton scrambles. That's a big dude. Like you hit him, you're hitting a linebacker.
Yeah,
okay?
you're hitting. Yeah,
he's okay. Dak Prescott scrambles, also a big dude. Like you hit him, you're hitting a linebacker. Russell Wilson is smart. He's small.
He ducks out.
He's looking for
smart.
the pass, not the actual run.
Pat White, scrambling quarterback,
dead.
Small scrambling quarterback.
Yes.
Knocked out in the Pittsburgh game when he was with the Dolphins. RG3, a small scrambling quarterback.
Towards ACL.
Injuries, a lot of injuries. You get these small quarterbacks who can scramble. They can throw a ball, but if you're a quarterback at this level, you're going to be able to throw the ball at a combine, and you're going to be able to do it in a game. Like I understand that. NFL's a different ball game. That's a different ball game.
Go along with that. I mean, Lamar Jackson had a great season.
He did. But how much
he's
scrambling
tall,
did?
but that's his entire. That was nothing but running. Like that was mostly his game. Was he'd throw 14, 15 passes, then run for 100 yards. So I don't know exactly how they would do it with him, but I don't think he should be the pick. I'd go offensive line because I feel like their offensive line is what made Allen look bad.
Rosen.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah, it's Josh Rosen, not Josh Allen. Excuse me. Apologize.
I think their line contributed, but I also think Josh Rosen made Josh Rosen look bad. Okay.
So, I didn't like Josh Rosen from the beginning, but I don't know if Kyler Murray is a improvement upon Josh Rosen in Arizona. I don't know if they did their best to make Josh Rosen be the best Josh Rosen in Arizona because he had an awful team around him. I mean, I don't think the guy is Tom Brady or anything, but
they had no running game, and their best receiver is 38 years old.
Yeah. So I don't think Kyler Murray is the right pick at number 1. And I honestly think the Cardinals should trade down to still stay in the top 10, but just stockpile picks in the mid-rounds. Still take a good player. The top 10 is stacked with talent this draft. They'll still get a immediate impact starter, get a lot more picks, and they don't have to worry about anything. Because if they take Kyler Murray, immediately Josh Rosen's going to want to trade. No one wants to be a sophomore in the NFL and be a backup immediately.
Yeah.
It's only going to create more and more controversy at the Cardinals, and I think that's what they don't need right now.
Agreed.
I agree as well.
Moving on to the NCAA, March Madness is coming to a screeching conclusion. Been a lot of upsets, a lot of brackets busted. Mine, all of ours.
Let me tell you though, I think this is one of the most competitive March Madness.
It's been a good March Madness.
This has been a great March Madness. My bracket can go out the window. I don't even care. I love watching the games. I love these games. These are great games, and I think this Final Four is going to be.
There's no clear-cut
even
favorite,
better,
in my opinion. They're all playing their hearts out.
I feel like if we're gonna look at it, Texas Tech is your underdog right now, and I feel like Michigan State is everybody's pick to win it. I didn't expect Virginia actually. I had them in my Final Four, but I didn't think they would actually show up after last year's performance. I didn't think UNC would go down, let alone Duke. But after watching each game, I agree with you. It's so competitive this year. It's been fun.
Yeah, definitely a good game. I think honestly, I don't know. I guess I see your Texas Tech bait, but at the same time, no one expected Auburn.
No.
Auburn's odds at the beginning of the tournament were 100-1. At the beginning of the tournament, their odds were 100-1, and now they're in the Final Four.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, this has definitely been one of the more unpredictable ones, in my opinion, in recent years. I only had one of these teams in the Final Four, and that's Michigan State. I had them beating Duke. That's the only team.
You know, this is probably the first competitive year since UConn won it, and they came out of nowhere.
Yeah, usually it's number 1 seeds running or 2 seeds running the whole tournament, and not only one number 1 seed made it to the Final Four this year.
Michigan's your 2.
Michigan.
Auburn's a 5th seed, aren't they?
Yes.
Texas 3.
Yep.
Yeah. So
it's definitely a even spread.
Yeah.
But yeah, who do you guys have winning these games? I believe the matchups are Michigan State, Texas Tech, and Auburn and Virginia.
Yes, those are the matchups.
All right.
Bear?
oh man, I don't even know. Texas Tech blew me out. Like, I was not prepared for them to go off the way they did. Auburn as well. So I don't know. I mean, I think Virginia, by watching them, they're actually together. They have that, I forget his name, blonde hair. We talked about it earlier.
I do not know his name, actually.
I can't remember his name. But he played last year on that when they lost to the 16 seed.
UMBC.
So I feel like he is extra motivated, and he's having a heck of a season. Then there's like Michigan State has two players who drop double-doubles against Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. I'd probably go Texas Tech because they're like my underdog against Michigan State and Virginia at this rate.
I have Michigan State beating Texas Tech, and I have Auburn upsetting Virginia in the Final Four. I have a Michigan State-Auburn championship game.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. You know, Michigan State, they're one team that somehow flew under the radar. To be honest, like there's not a lot of people. No one was talking about.
Unnormal about.
No one was talking
yeah,
about them. You know, they're like Duke, Virginia, Kentucky,
North Carolina.
Like that's
Gonzaga,
what they're talking about. Like you know, but you know, if you go back, you watch the Big Ten championship. You know that tournament, that Big Ten tournament. They came to play. You know.
Yeah.
In that tournament, they had an injury. One of their players got injured, and you saw the reaction. That injury is what made me buy into this team because one guy goes down.
It's like the Louisville.
The entire team is upset about it. The fans are crying about it. That is a whole family at one college coming to play this game. So I have Michigan State beating Texas Tech, and War Eagle, baby. Auburn is going off. Auburn's going to the championship game. And, you know, it's going to be one heck of a game between Michigan State and Auburn in the championship. Guarantee it. One heck of a game.
Who's your guys' biggest surprise that they didn't make it this far to the Final Four? Who's your guys' biggest surprise?
Honestly, you know, I knew this game, you know, this game was going to be big. When North Carolina lost, I was kind of surprised, not going to lie.
I was too.
Not as surprised as Duke going down. Okay, I'm sorry. I know you're not. You did not buy into the Duke train. Okay, I understand that. But this is what I'm seeing here. Okay, I'm seeing Duke. Okay, arguably the greatest coach in basketball history. Period. Not just college basketball. Basketball.
That's very
period.
true.
So you have a great coach with tons of experience. He's tied with 12 appearances to the Final Four. That's tied for the number 1 overall. If he would have made it this time, he'd have it alone. 13 Final Four appearances. Coaches the USA basketball team. Like, this is a great coach. You have young players, 2 of which are projected to be top 5 draft picks in R.J. Barrett and Zion
Top
Williamson.
3. Most people are saying
So-
RJ's going 3rd.
I think RJ will be top 3, yep.
When you look at this, you know, you see 2 players of this caliber. You see the team that they always have year in and year out. So they had other talent team. Everyone's mind blown by these 2 freshmen. They had other talent. Like, they had a team. For them to make these mistakes, you know, I understand. Like, they are young. They had a lot of freshmen playing. A lot of sophomores playing. But I believed in Coach K. And I believed in Zion to take over these games, which he did. You know, he put up the numbers throughout the tournament. And, you know, I am very impressed with, you know, his rebounding ability. You know, the tournament proved to me that he can play at the next level. I honestly was kind of, because, you know, he's big in the NCAA. He's not big in the NBA. Like, 6'7", 250 pounds is not very, like, that's
285.
That's Draymond Green right there. Like, He's a bigger guy, but he's at
He's as tall as Russell Westbrook.
He's
This
tall
is
as
not-
Russell Westbrook. This is Gilbert Arenas' video I showed David. He said he's Russell Westbrook's height
I
with
watched the video, yeah.
Shaq's rookie
Just
weight.
undersized and unathletic. But
I-
the man is freakishly athletic. Like, obviously, there's going to be bigger guys than him. And, Taco Falls was, a roadblock in the road, but Zion still played. Like, he did not back down from the challenge. And I think that, for what he's been able to prepare with, he hasn't played anyone that tall. He hasn't played anyone that big. So, in the circumstances he's had, I think he did fairly well. And I think that once he gets into a good NBA program, he's going to have those guys of that size. He's going to have that experience, that athleticism that he's going to be able to go against.
Three.
Yeah. And so, which he
will.
He
will.
did just fine
He
in the
has to.
tournament shooting threes. Like, he did just fine this tournament shooting threes and, outside the paint jumpers, he did good.
Zion kept them in the games that they should have lost against.
He did.
UCF, and
he is a true team player that has a takeover mode if needed. And I really think that he's going to be super impactful first year. I don't know. You got to look at the system he's in. You got to look at the coaches. You got it depends where he goes if he's impactful. But I think he's definitely not going to be a bust. I do not think he'll be a bust.
I think he'll be a good player. I do not think he'll be a bust either, but I don't think he's definitely going to be. He's not going to be the second coming of LeBron. I don't think he'll be that good, but I think he will be a star in the league. I think he'll make an impact.
I don't think Duke was the biggest loss. I mean, after watching them going 3 straight times where they struggled, like they were getting outplayed. Zion actually bothered me. We also talked about this where he didn't care after they lost. He was nonchalant about it, while the rest of the team was down and sad. That bothers me. That shows me he didn't actually care at times. So I was never on the Duke train. I don't really like Duke. I've never liked Duke.
Well, I'm not a Duke fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan
They
of
had
but
a heck of a team this year.
But
though.
dude, like in this situation, I am looking at the teams as teams, not looking at them from a fan point of view. I'm not a Duke fan.
Yeah.
But that's a talented team. That's a talented coach. That's
No,
talented players.
I agree with that. I didn't see them. I had them losing to Michigan. I didn't think Texas Tech was going to beat Michigan. David had them losing to Michigan State, which happened. To me, they were overhyped. Like, I feel R.J. Barrett's the better player, but stay off that. But the team that I think was the biggest upset was Gonzaga. I mean, they're the one team that you always entrust with your brackets every year. Like, they're the team that always gets slept on, but they always show up, and they got stomped.
The 3 teams, in my opinion, are with Brandon, North Carolina. I did not see them. I didn't see them winning at all, but I did not see them losing that early in the tournament. I thought they were at least going to make Final Four. Gonzaga, I had them winning the whole thing. I thought they had one of the nicest teams in the tournament, and I didn't see that loss coming in. Kentucky, I felt when UNC and Gonzaga went down, I thought this was Kentucky's championship to lose. I thought they were going to go all the way, and then they immediately went down too. So those are the 3 teams that I'm surprised didn't make it to the Final Four.
I agree with Kentucky, too. I wasn't expecting that.
No. Who will win the championship? We've already said who we have making it.
Well, that's true.
Who do we got winning it all?
Oof.
This is tough. We already said our picks. We said.
I have Texas Tech and Virginia. You guys have Michigan State and Auburn.
Yep.
Barrett, let us know. Who do you think?
Yep.
You have Texas Tech, Virginia.
Okay.
Who's
So
got it? Let me know.
I've always loved Virginia because, they're the state over from us, and I have family that resides there, and they're like one of the basketball programs I followed growing up. So it was UConn, Virginia, and Ohio State were my programs because I'm a Ohio State fan. UConn because of Kemba, and Virginia just because they were a program I just enjoyed watching. But I'm going with Texas Tech. I'm sorry, it's just
You got Texas Tech winning?
it's what I want now.
All right.
I'll let you go first on this one.
Me?
I'll let you take this one.
All right. Well, this is honestly a really tough decision. I love the SEC. I love where they're coming from. I love this team being slept on.
It's not normal for one of them to make it this far.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah, but
Florida.
Hasn't been in there for a while.
They're still very.
In the last few years, Kentucky, a couple years ago, South
Kentucky,
Carolina
they
was in
had
the Final Four.
those
Florida's been in the
5
Final
freshmen.
Four. But, anyways, with this Auburn team, I love the team. I watching them through the tournament, I love their passion. Michigan State, I love that they're a family. The whole group, not just the players, but the fans as well. Like it's this is honestly one of the hardest predictions I've ever had to make. But Cinderella story's in, and I think that Auburn makes it that far, and Michigan State just takes what is rightfully theirs. Michigan State has earned it this year. I definitely feel like they are clear-cut one of the best teams in the nation. You said you feel like Duke was overhyped. I don't know if they're overhyped. I think they were just over-medialized. Like, the media followed that team because they were like, hey, look at these top 10 freshmen coming into the NCAA. Two of the best ones are going to Duke. Let's follow this team. I don't think anyone was like, hey, this team is like the greatest team ever in the history of college basketball. The media just loved them because, one, like Zion did, put on dunk shows. That's always fun.
It's fun to watch.
In high school, they still followed him with his dunks. It was all over ESPN. RJ can shoot. He can handle the ball. It's fun basketball to watch. So they were definitely medialized. This Michigan State team is complete. Mm-hmm. I like the depth from the first man on the bench to the last man on the bench to the guy in the back of the stands. Like, they are coming to play, and they're going to play their hearts out.
What bothers me is, like, I don't know a Michigan State player. This is the first time in a while I don't know their names. Like, I normally know someone from there because I hate Michigan State. But I don't know anyone.
They've been an under-the-radar team. They've just kept quiet and played the game.
Yeah.
They don't make headlines. But I have to agree with Brandon on this one. I have Michigan State winning it all over Auburn. Between Auburn and Michigan State, Auburn, they have the feel-good story of the tournament. No one thought they were going to make it this far, let alone the championship like we're predicting. But Michigan State is just the best team in the tournament right now. They are a complete team. Their depth, their starters, everything. I think it'll be close at halftime, and I think after that, Michigan State will blow them out.
I don't know if it'll be a blowout. I mean, it's hard to look at, because this team they're playing their hearts out. Think what they've gone through 3 of the greatest basketball programs in the history of college hoops.
That's very true.
They went through Kansas. They went through Kentucky. They went through North Carolina. They've gone through all of them. So, they're about to go through Virginia. It's a good basketball program. They could do it. Like, if they could do it. But I feel like, they're putting so much heart and energy into all these games so far, they're going to get worn out. Like, they're college athletes. Like, not distant college athletes. But, the pros play at this level. The pros play at this intensity, back-to-back games, getting on it. March Madness will wear you out.
Well, they have a little bit of a break between. It's 2 days, right?
I understand that.
2-day break.
Yeah. Which I understand, but they're playing at such a high level.
That's true.
They have to play at a high level to make it this far.
Plus practice.
I think that I think it's a great game, but I think that they get worn out. Their tank falls empty. They still play with their hearts, but I think that's all they do. I think that's it.
I feel that's why they won't beat Virginia is because they've just went through 3 great programs, 3 great coaches, 3 great teams. I feel like they're just going to be tired, and they're not going to be able to get their legs underneath them, and Virginia's going to walk through them. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be close, but I feel like Virginia will have the edge. And the reason why I picked Texas Tech is just after watching them just smack Michigan, and Michigan beat Michigan State. So, like, I have to give them the edge because of that, how that works. Mm-hmm. But I also can see Michigan State winning it all. But
last thing we'll do here, what do you guys have as the score of the championship game? I got...
Oh, that's the... What is that? What is that?
I'm going to put you guys on the spot on this one. I got Michigan State 83. I got Auburn at 65.
Wow, that's high scoring.
I'm going to put you guys on the spot here.
You're saying it's going to be a 20-point loss in the championship? I don't like that. Mm-mm.
I think it'll be a competitive game, but I think Michigan State will run away with it. Put you guys on the spot on this one.
I don't have a score, man.
You don't got a score?
I told you my winner.
Since I will say it would probably be
75-68.
75-68. All right.
State, 75-68.
I like your score
man.
better than his. I don't like his score.
Yeah.
Too big of a margin. I'd give Texas Tech a 2-point lead over Virginia. I feel like it would be a buzzer beater or something.
1 by 2?
Yeah. I don't know the exact score, but I feel it's a 1 by 2.
I'm giving it a 75-68, and I'm saying that it's a close game with 3 minutes left, but
They pull away.
Michigan State is up. Auburn fouls. Michigan State hits their free throws. Auburn can't get any buckets to fall. They keep fouling. Free throws keep happening. That's how
I can see
the
that.
score goes away. 75-68.
I could see that.
I think the real winner here is going to be the fans watching these last
Oh,
3 games.
You're right.
They're all going to be great, in my opinion.
The
So,
NCAA made a ton of money.
oh, yeah, this has been one of the best tournaments in a long time.
They're not playing their.
You guys got anything else to add on this one?
No, man. I think we covered it.
All right. Thank you guys for coming back and checking out this episode. It's a little shorter than the first one, just a little less talking points this week. Like, subscribe, give us some support. Follow our Twitter. It's going to be in the description of the video. And thanks for stopping by. See you.